Julie Hambleton, you've come out to Brussels. Why did you want to raise this issue at a European level?
Because it's important, if we are going to be a member state of the European Union, that they need to be made aware of the injustice that continues in our country today. 40 years have passed and no one is looking for or actively investigating for the murderers of 21 innocent people.
You were very critical this morning about the British authorities. Do you hope that it might help to raise this out here to get international pressure on the UK?
Yes, absolutely. We are very critical. If you had lost a loved one, or if anyone who's listening to this had lost a loved one, and the police and the government were not doing what they are paid and employed to do, and they are not representing those that they claim to represent, what else are we to do? If they're not going to go and search for the murderers, then we need to start to put the pressure on and force the issue accordingly. Somebody has got to put the authorities up for questioning and to force them to look for the murderers of these 21 innocent people.
What's it like for the families? It's been 40 years having to keep following this up, keep putting pressure on and not getting anywhere. You have a lot of unanswered questions.
Well, it is hard on us, of course it is, because it does take its toll. However, nothing is more important to us. We live, eat and sleep it. Maxine was my sister. She was 18 years old. She was killed with Jane Davis, who was one of her friends. She was only 17. They had their whole lives ahead of them. Bill Craig's brother James, he was 34. He was the last person to die. He died in horrendous pain. He died of his injuries. 2 brothers were murdered that night as well.
What is it that you want to see happen now, and what are your chances, do you feel, of getting the justice you're after?
What we want is the European Union members to support our campaign. We want them to also support our application that was issued to the Attorney General for England and Wales 2 weeks ago for a new inquest to take place, because an inquest never did take place when it actually happened. And the third thing that we'd like is to have full disclosure of the files that have been put under a 75-year embargo. If the police have got nothing to hide, and if our UK government have nothing to hide, what and why are they holding files for 75 years? Why are they, in essence, waiting for us to die and for the murderers to die before they ever get to see the light of day?
How do you rate your chances? Do you think keeping campaign like this, you mentioned this morning you'd raised it already in London, in obviously back home in Birmingham, out here in Brussels, and you have other plans too. What are your chances of success?
I believe we have every success with the power of the people behind us, with the power of political parties such as Bill Etheridge. The Home Secretary was very empathic, I have to say. The Shadow Home Secretary we've had recent meetings with. We truly believe that we will get to see what we want and to receive, which is truth, justice and accountability. 21 people are murdered for their memories. We owe it to them to give them the justice that they deserve.